Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 339. Today is November 29th, 2023. We're getting to the nitty-gritty days of the end of the year, kid. I am your host, D-Rock, and joining me, as always, is our NBA guru, partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today? Cold over here.
Dill, besides it being brick, we're doing all right, Dill. But, you know, it's a freezing day up in the Northeast, up in Jersey. But, Dill, how we're doing today, Dill? We're doing good.
Yeah, you know, fucking, besides it being frigid and windy as shit, that's what it is. Like,
it's the wind,
bro.
It's the wind.
Oh,
the wind
man.
creeps up on your neck and be like, hey, what's up? Hello.
Exactly.
If you from Jersey, it'll be funnier if you know who Fetty Wap is, you know.
Fetty came out the other day and said he started
Free
selling,
that man. Free that man.
He said he started selling drugs again because he thought the music he was making was ass.
Nah, he fell off. You know, it happened.
Which I agree, though. It was
fell
ass.
off. It wasn't 2016 no more. The money slowed down. The expenses kept up. And honestly, kept getting more expensive. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, my man made a bad decision. He regrets it. He honors it. Free that man. That's all. Yeah. Let's move forward, Bill.
Got a great show for you guys. We'll recap Sunday Night Football. Ravens take care of business. Monday Night Football, man, that was atrocious. I mean, I fell asleep. It was bad Monday.
Last thing I remember is seeing 9 minutes, 14 seconds left, and that's the last thing I remember.
We don't even care about our bets if they cash. It was over at that point. We got power rankings, week 12 power rankings, and then Thursday Night Football should be a good one in Jerry World. Seahawks take on the Cowboys. We'll have picks there. Got a 7-game NBA slate as well, and we'll end with some college plays as well. But Elvis, let's start with an actual good game. Sunday Night Football, Ravens take care of business against the Chargers. 20-10. We almost didn't get the cover, but shout out Zay Flowers, man. He goes into the touchdown late in the game. I want to say good job by the Ravens, but I didn't really think it was that good of a win. I'm being honest now. You know, Ravens are I like them, but they're a hard team to trust, especially on the road. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, still just because, you know, we saw how they perform at home and then on the road, you know, not as dominant as performance, especially on the road, Dill. And then what is the issue I brought up last week, though? For some reason, in the fourth quarter, teams find themselves back in it somehow. So, like we saw once again, the Chargers had life. Justin Tucker, Ali, you know, It's not, you know, he makes so many. It's not his fault. Somebody, you're due to miss eventually, and Justin Tucker happened to miss a field goal at a crucial point. But, you know, give credit to the Baltimore defense, you know, holding it down, getting key turnovers throughout the game. You know, I think they did a great job, Dill. But like you said, you know, we was that close away from having a push or a non-cover. So I think you just got to give credit for Baltimore for also sneaking out these wins as well. But I think it says more about the Chargers than in the Ravens because we've seen a lot of impressive wins from the Ravens. We've been seeing some terrible losses from the Chargers all year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just for as good as the defense is, like you said, they always, I feel like they always allow teams back in it or somehow, some way. They always, it's always too close for comfort, in my opinion. So
it's either a blowout or a three-point game. I don't get it.
Yeah, and I didn't think Lamar played all that well, to be honest. The numbers aren't going to blow you away. 18 for 32, 177 yards. He did have that one touchdown late, like I said, to Zay Flowers, but if you guys are still alive in fantasy, pick up Isaiah Likely. I was telling this to Elvis the other day. I know they're on a bye this week, but Isaiah Likely is going to be he's going to be implemented in the game plan much more since Mark Andrews is gone. But Odell had a nice couple of catches. Zay Flowers had 5 catches. Keaton Mitchell, I thought he was probably the best player offensively, I thought, for the Ravens. He was able to run the ball 7 yards a pop. Didn't get in the end zone, but, you know, Zay Flowers, he had 2 tutties. He had 1 receiving and 1 rushing. But other than that, kid, I didn't really think it was that of an impressive game from the Ravens. They did get the win. On the other side, I just don't know how you watch the Chargers and think this is a Justin Herbert problem. They're just poorly coached.
Still, to be honest, it wasn't Justin Herbert's fault at the end of the day, especially these past few weeks. Yeah, if you want to give him, the Green Bay one, I understand. But Dill, Sunday night, he goes 29 for 44, 217. I know the yards ain't stellar, but that's a pretty good outing. That one bad interception. Dill, at the end of the day, he didn't get no help from the running game. When you're going against a top 3 defense in the Baltimore Ravens, you're going to need some help with the running game, Dill. And they got absolutely nothing from it. Austin Eckler had that bad fumble as well. So I just feel like the Baltimore Ravens defense not exposed the Chargers, but just showed people who they really are. At the end of the day, I think we got to stop saying Chargers are a good team. They're not a good team, Dill. Maybe it's not Justin Herbert. Maybe we're being a little too hard on Justin Herbert. But Dill, he has to take some of the fault as well. And this Chargers team, on paper, phenomenal. But when it comes to get on the field, Dill, at the end, this is just a 4-7 team. It's not a good team.
They might be one of the worst teams ever. Paper, this team is. I feel like they have.
You got Hall of Famers
on
the defensive side. Khalil Mack, Bosa until he got hurt. So Dill, they got talent. What's this safety? Ingram. Not Ingram. Darvin James.
Derwin James.
You had J.C. Jackson in the beginning of the season. You had great talent. It's just for some reason, Dill, just a bad team for some reason, Dill. And it might just come down to coaching.
Yeah, Keenan Allen fumbled as well. Justin Herbert fumbled. They had 3 fumbles. It wasn't just Austin Eckler, And I think maybe that's what this defense does. They make other offenses look not good at all. So very unfortunate. 4-7. They're still in the hunt, but
impossible, bro. Impossible. The AFC, bro. You got the Steelers, Broncos, Browns, the Bills, and the Houston. Bro, there's no way. They got to win out. They can't lose another game.
Thankfully, you did cover the 3 late in the game. I covered the 1.5 as well. So credit to Baltimore Ravens. They do get the cover and they get the win. Monday Night Football, ugly game. Bears take care of business on the road, 12-10. I mean, first off, I want to ask you, what kind of offense is Eberflus running? I mean, every pass was a screen. Every pass.
Dill, I'm going to answer the question first and then go along. For the first few drives, it was working great. They just couldn't execute it, in the red zone. But Dill, you can't front. I think Justin Fields started the game 7 for 8 or something like that.
Something like that.
It wasn't impressive, but it was working. They were moving the ball. It just didn't add up to a ton of points.
Yeah, I mean, and then at the end, he did get to let his arm loose a little bit. And he connected with DJ Moore on that drive. I thought he was the best player on the team. He is the best player on the team besides Justin Fields. 11 catches, 114 yards. And listen, they have the number 1 and hopefully maybe around number 3 or 4 if they keep winning. But I don't know. Maybe moving forward, do the Bears really go after a quarterback, or do they say, you know what, we're going to try to develop Justin Fields more. We're going to get him offensive help. Give him Marvin Jones Jr. Marvin Harrison, excuse me. What do you do with this Bears team? Because I don't think the problem is Justin Fields. I think it's the talent around him.
Dill, realistically, I'm going to give you an honest answer, people. I'm drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. with the first overall pick. I think Justin Fields, he has the talent. If you're telling me, Dill, I know you could say the easier answer, but realistically, we saw what Justin Fields able and possibly capable of doing in the NFL. We don't know what Caleb Williams is capable of doing in the NFL. Yes, it looks great. The potential is there, but we know what we got of Justin Fields. We know if we get him a good offensive line, a decent running game, and another weapon at the wide receiver position, he might be something. The talent level is there. Now, do you throw that away and just draft Caleb Williams, because personally, me, my opinion, Justin Fields is everything you want in a quarterback. He has a strong arm. He's tall. He's fast. He has the strength. He can read. I'm not gonna say he can't read a defense, but he's starting to pick. He's starting to read the defense a little better. Dill. I just feel like it's not a major drop off from Justin Fields to Caleb Williams. To me, as of right now, moving into the next season, I think Justin Fields will be a little better than Caleb Williams. That's just my opinion. I just feel like if you get Justin Fields a better offensive line, get a good coach, offensive-minded coach, and another wide receiver, we probably see him take another step, like we saw Daniel Jones last season, like we saw Josh Allen, like we saw Trevor Lawrence this year. Hey, look at C.J. Stroud. He got a couple weapons down in Texans. He's fucking looking like a stud. So I just feel like if you're just going off, trajectory and, the ceiling, I think Justin Fields and Caleb Williams have the exact same ceiling.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you got to build around Justin Fields, and not even just from an Ohio State perspective, being biased. I do think he's better than any quarterback coming out right now. Like you mentioned, all the traits he has, and I like I see what Ryan Pace is doing, the GM, or Ryan Poles, excuse me. I see what Ryan Poles is doing there. Whoever said the Montez Sweat deal was stupid.
That was a great deal.
That was a great deal. He got paid, and he's had an impact the past 3 games he's been with the Bears. So first of all, you don't know what you're doing. And I like what they drafted. They drafted the offensive lineman Darnell Wright out of Tennessee, 10th overall. You get yourself Marvin Harrison Jr. and you get another offensive lineman. Like, you got to build around him, and then you're going to start to see what you truly have. You can't judge this man off of one good receiver that you have. And that's no disrespect to other receivers like Cole Kmet or Darnell Mooney, but let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. The only real receiver on this team is DJ Moore. Khalil Hubbard, he's an okay running back, but they need to upgrade there. But I do think they have pieces moving forward. I don't think this is as bad of a team as a lot of people think.
I definitely like this situation more than Carolina's.
Oh, yeah. I mean, remember how everyone was saying the owner of the Redskins, what was his name? I fucking forgot.
Snyder.
Dan Snyder. Thank you. Everyone said he was the worst. I mean, the Carolina owner, he's right up there.
No, he's a new owner, isn't he?
And he's that bad. Like, he's smart because he came out after they fired Frank Wright. He came out and said it was a unanimous decision that everyone wanted Bryce Young. But let's be honest, we all know Frank Wright wanted C.J. Stroud. And the owner wanted Bryce Young, and that's why they're failing. I really don't believe it's that bad over there in Carolina as well. But, yeah, I mean, this Bears team, they have some potential. And, the reason I brought this conversation up is because even after the game, everyone's like, oh, well, doesn't matter how good Justin Fields progressing, they're going to draft a quarterback. And I just don't agree with that. Maybe I'm an optimist from a Bears perspective, but I just don't. And even speaking with some Bears fans, it doesn't seem like the community and fan base wants another quarterback. They kind of want stability for the first time.
Yeah. I just feel like, me personally, you're not gonna your team doesn't get better drafting Caleb Williams. Yeah, maybe 5 years from now, but realistically, I think Justin Fields, if you get the right talent around him, you're gonna be all right. I'm not gonna say you're gonna win a Super Bowl in 2 years, but maybe in 6-7 years, develop him right. I just feel like, like you said, I think the Sweat addition, that was a great addition. Mm-hmm. You got DJ Moore, that was a great addition. See what else you could build off in the offseason. You're gonna have 2 top 5 picks, unless the Bears start winning, a few more games. But you're gonna guaranteed have 2 top 10.
You're guaranteed the number 1 pick.
Yeah, you're guaranteed the number 1 pick, and you're guaranteed a top 8-ish pick for sure, possibly a top 5 pick. So you're gonna have 2 solid picks still. You get your needs, not your want, your needs. You get them on offensive line, you get them Marvis Harrison Jr. And then in the free agency deal, you try to land,
T. Higgins.
A T. Higgins, a Mike Evans, somebody like that. Mike Evans is gonna be a free agent. Somebody like the T. Higgins, like you said, somebody like that that's gonna elevate him. like another superstar wide receiver. I just feel like it don't need to be like a number one, but it has to be like a 1A, like a Devontae Smith in Philadelphia, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. You need something like that to help Justin Fields takes that next step.
Yeah, right now, Chicago has the number 1 pick and the 4th pick. Arizona has 2. New England has
Still,
3. Yeah.
real quick, that was the perfect example. I didn't even think about it. Look who Justin Hurts was. Jalen Hurts was 2 years ago. Remember when they played the Bucks? He wasn't as accurate as he was now. Guess what they did? Literally the next off season, drafted Devontae Smith, got AJ Brown. Now look, went to Super Bowl. Now Jalen Hurts front runner to win the MVP. They build around him, people.
They also have a top 5 offensive line, which helps.
Which helps.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Chicago's in line. They could go spend. They could spend the money like Cincinnati.
They have the most cap.
Kansas City.
They have the most room.
We saw Kansas City lose the Super Bowl and then go sign 4 offensive linemen.
Yeah, some definitely work to be done, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel for this Bears team. It's not all that bad. And hopefully the Jets continue to lose. We're sitting at number 8. Hopefully we get in the top 5. Shit, I'm looking at picks now. Now on the other side, Minnesota. I mean, this is just a bad game at home, prime time, standalone, everyone watching you, couldn't get the run game going. No one really blew you away. I know TJ Hawkinson got that late touchdown in the 4th quarter, but outside of that, Josh Dobbs, 4 interceptions. I do want to say before we criticize, because I feel like that's where this is going. We can't forget what Josh Dobbs did, not just for Minnesota, but for America. You know, coming in on short notice, not knowing the playbook or any of his teammates and going out there and balling, winning 2 in a row. He's going to regress. He's going to have some of these games, and maybe that's why we are seeing him being bounced around as frequently as we are. But just what happened with this Minnesota team?
Still, in all honesty, it was just a case of just bad luck, bad timing, you know. And in reality, Dill, he went 22 for 32. That's pretty good, you know. 185, the 4 interceptions. I'm gonna say 2 was his fault. 2 were just, deflected / tip / the receivers got to find a way to get down with it or just slap the ball on the ground. So, to be honest, I'm not gonna fault him, Dill. I'm not gonna criticize him. At the end of the day, this is just his 4th week or like 4.5 week in the system. He started off 2-0. He was due for a bad game, people, and it just happened against Chicago on prime time and Monday Night Football. So I think you got to give credit to the Chicago's defense for making him look that bad, because for 3 straight weeks, still he looked pretty damn good. Even against the Broncos last week, he put him in position to win that game. So I'm not gonna fault Joshua Dobbs. He came in there and he's been playing great. Just one bad 4 interception game. I ain't gonna count them out. And at the end of the day, I still think Minnesota, though, your favorite 3 words, in the hunt. Minnesota 6-6, so they still got a shot to make the playoffs. I just feel like they got to turn it around. Joshua Dobbs lock back in, which is he's capable of doing. Win some couple games. I think that defense is playing well enough to do so.
Yeah, that was literally what I was going to ask you next. If you think, they're sitting at 500 right now, 6-6. They have a bye this week. Come December, first game on the road against the Raiders. They play the Bengals, Detroit, and Green Bay. So some winnable games. You honestly think they could sneak their way in?
Still, if the season ended today, they're a playoff team. So right now, like you said.
But do you trust them? The pause.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, because you got to answer the question double hindsight. Do I trust Minnesota more than Jordan Love in Green Bay? Yeah. Do I trust Minnesota more than the Rams? I give Rams a shot, but the Rams got to get it together. They're under 500 though. They got to win these games. And then can New Orleans get it together?
No,
I don't think so. So in reality, Dill, you just got to trust them more than the Rams and Green Bay. And I think I do.
Yeah. So overall, amazing week. I hit Joshua Dobbs, his completion, the last play of the game, I was like, oh no, it was 21.5. And he had 21 going into the last play of the game where it was kind of like the lateral. And I go, just complete it over the middle. Completes at 22. So we end the week strong, kid. 9-4 in week 12. How did you end the week?
The best week so far of the year, week 2, we went 12-5.
Woo!
Went 0-1 on Monday Night Football. Took Minnesota minus the 3. Hey, if you don't throw 4 interceptions, they probably win this game by double digits. But it is what it is. Best week so far. Dylan had a great week. So as a brand, week 12, most successful week thus far. Dylan, let's continue it.
Hell yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going into December. And yeah, let's keep the train rolling. Before we do that though, week 12 power rankings. Interested. I didn't have a lot of moving parts, if I'm being honest.
Same deal. To be honest, top 5 the same. We could start at 5. I'm gonna be real with you, Dill. The top 5 is exactly the same.
So for me, I'll start. Obviously, number 1, Eagles. Huge comeback win. I mean, ice in the veins for Jalen Hurts. This kid is fucking fantastic. You spoke a little about it and what he's done. I mean, this offensive line, we know how good they are. Defense is coming together. Special teams is also really good. They have the number 1 special teams. And Jake fucking Elliott, man, that kid has a boot on his leg. So, yeah, this is the most complete team. I've been saying it for weeks now, man. This team is a juggernaut. So, underdogs though at home this week. Gonna be a really good game. I got the Eagles at number 1.
Still same. Give me the Eagles at number 1. I think that was honestly the most impressive win this season in the conditions. Josh Allen, best game of the year so far. What Jalen Hurts was able to do was special, and that defense is getting better. It's getting healthier week in and week out. Give me the Eagles at 1.
At number 2 is the team they're going to play, 49ers. I mean, since coming back and getting healthy, this team has just been a juggernaut. I feel like they have the number 1 offense, defense, top 5 defense, special teams. It's okay. But Brock Purdy, he leads the league in total QBR, 76%. Defensively, you know, they struggled during that 3-game losing streak. But after that, getting Chase Young, they racked up 15 sacks since that 3-game losing streak. So this defense, Christian McCaffrey, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. So it's going to be the battle for the number 1 seed come Sunday, but I got the 49ers at number 2.
So at number 2, I didn't move them. Give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 2. Don't get me wrong. I was tempted to move the 49ers up to number 2 just because they had a more impressive win against the Seahawks. You know, the Ravens, I'm not going to say they snuck it out of LA, but, you know, it wasn't the most impressive win on the road, but I'm not going to bump them down. Give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 2. I still think right now they're the best team in the AFC.
For number 3, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I think I bumped the Ravens down 1. I put up the Chiefs. Chiefs were finally able to get that bug off their back. They scored some points in the second half. This offense is looking good. Defensively, it's never really been a concern for them this year. It's really been the offense. Travis Kelce needs to pick it up a little bit, but with Patty Mahomes under the helm, I think this team will be just fine. They got a game this week on the road against Green Bay, which I think they should take care of. 8-3, very impressive. Give me the Chiefs at number 3.
So at number 3, give me the San Francisco 49ers. Like I just said, I was close to moving at number 2, just off, you know, week 12 performances. But, you know, I had to leave them at number 3, Dill. 49ers, they're solid. I can't complain, Dill. The fact that, you know, this team looks more alive when Trent Williams is back, Deebo Samuel, that defense looking to, like you said, on another level with the addition of Chase Young. Dill, they just loaded in that defensive line. Give me the 49ers at 3.
At number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. I think the reason I put them down was I know they won, they covered, but the game was much closer than the final score. Like, if you really watch the game, they didn't do it convincingly. And I thought, I don't know, I just have a tough time trusting them because the games are always closer than what they should be.
Unless it's a blowout. That's
exactly. And then even when it is a blowout, we've seen how many times they've blown the lead in the fourth quarter. I honestly thought they were going to blow that game, if I'm being honest with you right now. So I like Lamar. I think he should be maybe this second front runner for MVP, but sometimes IQ, he doesn't have the best football IQ, I would say. I think that's the bit talent. He could do anything. His IQ of the game, awareness of the clock, It worries me sometimes. I do have some concerns about this Raven team, especially they didn't look the best without Mark Andrews first week. So they're on a bye, so hopefully they could get a little healthy. I got Ravens at 4.
At number 4, they'll give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Like you said, I was just glad to see this offense pick their face up off the floor after being down 14-0 in Vegas. Yes, they were down 14-0 to the Las Vegas Raiders, Dale, and they just basically went on like a 31-3 run to end the game. They'll give credit to the Chiefs in that offense. Glad to see them score in the second half. Give me the Chiefs at number 4. That defense been a top 10 defense all season.
At number 5, how about them Cowboys? Finally got back up into the top 5 for me. There's no denying them anymore. I mean, Dak Prescott, pains me to say, but he's playing the best he's ever played in his career. Not just this year, in his career. This defense, led by Micah Parsons, has been on another level. Got to give credit to Mike McCarthy, too. I'm his biggest critic, and I don't really love his play calling all that much sometimes, but I thought he's been dicing him up this year. And, Dak Prescott's really honed it in with the turnovers. You got the Deron Bland. He's setting records and kind of shows you if it's not really Trayvon Diggs, it might be the DC, really. So I don't really know. Love the defense. Cowboys going to be a hard team to stop until it comes to the playoffs, but give me the Cowboys at 5.
Dill, number 5, I couldn't agree more. Dill, like you said, with the DC Dan Quinn, Dill, this man was liable for a couple of jobs last year, and he denied them just to be this Cowboys DC. Clearly clearly loves this group of guys that he has. Like you said, even with Trayvon Diggs going down, DeMar Bland still leads the league in interceptions, and he got 5 pick sixes. That defense flying high, and like you said, Dak is playing the best he's played in his career. So I had the Cowboys at number 5 as well, Bill.
At number 6, give me the Miami Dolphins. I know they just beat up on bad teams, but they're not just winning. They're actually blowing all these teams out by like 20. Jalen Ramsey, since returning, he's forced 9 turnovers, recorded 14 sacks. The defense, not him, but they're doing really good. It sucks. Jalen Phillips, he tore his Achilles, but this team overall offensively, they have a top 5 offense. Defense, they're ranked 11th in the league. I think they're going to get better as the weeks go on, but yeah, I really like Mike McDaniels in this offense right now. So give me I do think Tua has to clean up on some of the throws. Sometimes he just thinks that Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle are just going to be open and he'll throw it. And that's what happened with the pick 6 against the Jets. But I think they'll be fine. Not a lot of offenses could keep up in this track meet with the Miami Dolphins. So I got Miami at 6.
Yeah, Dale, give me the Miami Dolphins at 6. I had to move them up. I've been a little hard on them, Dale, but, they still got to prove me wrong somehow. Just moved them up to number 6 for now. Dale, I can't lie. What Mike McDaniels and Tua has been doing has been flat out amazing. Tua was the number 1 seed for about 5 hours. They're sitting 8-3 right now. If a couple teams lose, they keep on winning. They will be the 1st seed. So give credit to Mike McDaniels, King Tua, and then that defense. Jalen Ramsey, Chubb, all of them. Even though they're a little up there and around their 30s, they're still proving they could play ball.
Yep. At number 7 for me, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big win last week against the Texans. Hard fought against CJ Stroud on the road. They get the win. And to be honest, they were driving. Houston was driving on that late drive until he threw the interception. Or no, it was the missed field goal. Literally a game of inches. So
hit the bar.
Yeah, they snuck out. They snuck out a big win, take control of the AFC South, sitting at 8-3 right now. And defense, surprisingly, ranked 7th in the league. They have a top 7 special teams as well. And shout out Jersey's own Josh Allen, the linebacker, man. He's having one of his best seasons, 12 sacks on the season. He's just getting home to the quarterback. So, I love what this defense has been able to do, get after the quarterback. And I think Trevor Lawrence last 2 weeks has kind of elevated his game a little bit. He's been having a down year, but the last 2 weeks he's kind of picked it up. Give me Jacksonville at number 7.
Dale, I'm surprised we're this much aligned. Give me Jacksonville Jaguars at number 7. Dale, you know how I feel about this team. You know how I feel about Dougie P. Like I said, Dale, when Calvin Ridley, Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram are all putting up numbers. This team is just a different team. Like you said, Josh Allen and that defense leading them into a top 10 defense. Still, if Trevor Lawrence should just, do what he does, Doug Peterson could coach a good scheme. Still, this Jaguars team is up there. I will put them right there with those elite contenders in the ASC. Give me Jacksonville at number 7.
At number 8, I had to drop them, unfortunately. It was just a bad loss, I thought, on Thanksgiving. The Detroit Lions. They still ranked 8th in the league in offense. Yeah, they could put up points, but my problem is Jared Goff is regressing a little bit, and they're starting a little slow. It's not just this past week. It's been multiple weeks now that we've seen kind of slow starts from this Detroit team. And, defense, they've fallen off. They're ranked 28th in the league now to the defense. They started the season really well. They've kind of fell off these past couple of weeks. They allow 405 yards per game. That's second most in the league. It's not good. I think they need to clean some things up on defense. I like the rookie Deron Blanche. He's good. He works sideline to sideline. But outside of that, I worry about this team on both sides of the ball. I know they rank 8th in the league in offense, but when they start slow, Jordan Love is out there looking like a fucking MVP candidate. So that's not good when your defense is making Jordan Love look like that. So they're still good. They're still sitting at 8-3. I think they will be a playoff team and win the division, but I do have some cause of concern with this Detroit team.
Still, give me the Detroit Lions at number 8 as well. Though I had them bump them down, like you said. Tough loss on Turkey Day to the Green Bay Packers. The fact that you had Jordan Love out there looking prime, looking like elite quarterback, that's bad, Dill. The offense is, I understand Jared Allen hasn't been playing up to par these past few weeks. 3, I could honestly say. But, I have a feeling they could get it back on track, Dill. They got David Montgomery back. You got all your wide receivers healthy. Amon St. Brown, Laporta, Jameis Williams. So I just feel like the offense could get it together. Though the main thing to me is the defense. The first 6-7 weeks of the season, this defense was playing lights out, holding people down. Now, I feel like anybody could go out there and throw for 300 for them, and that's what's concerning. So for now, Detroit Lions are number 8. I love them, but that defense is nothing to love right now.
At number 9, cracking the top 10 for me. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, I can't not reward them anymore. 7-4. They get the job done. Kenny Pickett, I thought, played a pretty good game. Defense, it's never really been the issue. They have a top 10 defense with TJ Watt. You get Cameron Hayward back. I thought that was that helped their defense as well. Chris Boswell, he's just missed one field goal this whole season, so special teams is fine. They got 400 yards of offense without Matt Canada, so this offensive group is capable. George Pickens is capable. You got DeAndre Johnson as well. That tight end Pat, he could do some things as well. So they need to put up more than 16 points. That is my concern with this Pittsburgh Steelers team, but when you have a defense this good and a coaching staff as good as Mike Tomlin is, I think this team is going to be very live. And I was telling you, these next 4 games that the Pittsburgh Steelers have, it's crazy, but this team could be 11-4, kids. So I can't doubt him anymore. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 9.
Still, I couldn't agree with you more, but give me the Denver Broncos at number 9, Dill. I'm surprised I have this team in my top 10. Dill, I was going to put them 10, but the quarterback is a little better than the number 10 team, so I had to put the Broncos at number 9. Dill, what they've been doing these past 5-6 weeks, Dill, it's been impressive. Y'all can't lie, Dill. I do think the Broncos have a shot to, they're back in the conversation and definitely in the playoff hunt, Dill. Russell Wilson, he's not turning the ball over. He hasn't been, out of this world. He hasn't been an MVP, Dill, but he's not turning the ball over, Dill. I'm not saying Russ is cooking, but he's playing with a little fire. I'll say that, Dill. That defense been playing like that defense from last year throughout these 5 weeks, Dill. At the end of the day, they won a 5-game winning streak. I got to give them credit. Give me Russ and the Denver Broncos at number 9.
Little disclaimer, breaking the fourth wall. I have Denver at 13.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 10, it's probably going to shock you. Give me the Buffalo Bills at number 10.
What?
Just because, I mean, it's just closing out. That's literally, I feel like the biggest problem of this team. It's closing it. They have the number 2 offense. They have the number 2 special teams unit, and their defense is 11th in the league. This isn't a bad team. I think they're poorly coached. I think Sean McDermott is one of the problems. I think Josh Allen turning the ball over is part of the problem as well. But I also think they're 2-6 in one scoring games. You know, all these games that they're losing, they shouldn't have lost to the Jets in week 1. They shouldn't have lost last week. They should have beat the Eagles. You know, Josh Allen playing the game of his career. You just can't lose those games. So, they are dealing with some injuries on defense, and that might have hurt some of their productions, but it's just inconsistency closing the games out, and I think that's the biggest problem. But I think offensively, I think they're one of the best teams, so I got to put them at 10. 11, I'll say real quick, was the Browns. 12, I had to knock down Houston a little, and then 13, I moved up the Broncos.
Still, disclaimer, I got the Bills at 14. Dill, like I said, I agree with you. Give me the Steelers at number 10, Dill. I would have put them at 9. I just feel like Russ is better than Kenny Pickett. But, Dill, like you said, I couldn't deny the fact that this team put up 400 yards, after firing Canada. They're 7-4. And like you said, Dill, I couldn't agree with you more. This team, all jokes aside, people, with Kenny Pickett, might be 11-4 in the end of 4 weeks. That's just... I'm shocked that I'm going to say that, but that defense still is playing at a high level. I can't deny Kenny Pickett. Like I said, throughout these weeks, I don't love him, but he can make a throw or two there that's going to win you the game. He can't do that. So Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, both of them playing at a good high level now. Najee, not so much in the beginning half of the season. Now, they got a dual running back threat right now. They're both running the ball well. We know what the kind of monster George Pickens can be when he gets the targets. And that defense, we know what that defense represents with Mike Tomlin and TJ Watt leading them. So I can't, hold it back no more. They'll give them the Steelers at number 10.
I thought also real quick on the Steelers, I thought the game plan last week actually really helped Najee Harris. He looked really good. Yeah. I know Jalen Warren is the better back and more fresher back, but Najee Harris, man, that game plan, what he was doing, I don't know why Matt Canada wasn't doing that. He would have still had a job.
He don't know how. That's the problem, Dill. And then number 11, I got the Browns. I wanted to put the Browns in there, Dill, but I don't know if you saw the report. No, I don't know if you saw the report. DTR got a concussion. Guess who's QB1 this week?
Oh boy, PJ. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is the possible starter for this Sunday. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dill, you saw him when he looked on the Jets last year. Oh my God.
He was slinging it. He beat the Browns last year on a game-winning drive. Don't let that go over your head.
Nah, that's a fact. I got the Browns. I got the Browns at 11, Seahawks at 12. Texans at 13. And like I said, Bills at 14, Colts at 15.
Seahawks, I put 14. I guess I just dropped. I had to drop the Browns. I mean, I
dropped the Browns too, bro. They got Joe Flacco starting. That's not.
Well, it's not even that. It's just the fact that they didn't look good at all. I thought against Denver, and Denver's really defensively. Yes, they've turned the ship around, but offensively, I really didn't think Denver could really blow any team away. I think that's my hesitance with Denver.
Denver. So we got to look at Denver these last few weeks, not the first 5 weeks of the season. That's what I had to come around, though. That's why I had to come around. Denver,
they're ranked 15th offense in the league. They have the 21st defense, which you might say, is not that good, but they were ranked the 32nd defense. So they did turn things around. Special teams, they're 19th.
If you go by the last 5 weeks, they're a top 10 defense, and the offense is the middle of the pack. It's not a great offense. Their defense is they're led by their defense, their running game, and Russ can make a throw here or there still.
Real quick, on a neutral field, would you take Buffalo or Denver?
Neutral field? Wow, Dill, to be honest.
That's a tough game.
A neutral field, I'm taking the Broncos. Ooh. But at home, I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah. I just think offensively, if it turns out to a shootout like it did with Philly, I just don't see Russ being able to go tick for tack with Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen might throw an interception, but I think he still might put up 24, 30 points. And I just don't know if Russ could do that with his weapons. Not saying he can't. I just think it's more likely Buffalo has a better offense.
He did it last week against the Browns defense.
Oh, no.
He did it. Dude. Oh, he did it.
He put up 29 points. He did.
He did it.
But Elvis,
Lamar couldn't do it.
Chill. I think this was the first week we were like very aligned. Besides like the last few, we were kind of different between 9 and 10. I thought we were pretty much aligned.
Yeah. I have the same 5 from last week, though. I couldn't change it.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought about changing is the 49ers still 2 and the Ravens still 3. But I can't.
If they win, are they the number 1 team, or you're still going to value 10 and 2?
Still, win or lose, Eagles are still the number 1 seed.
Wow.
In the
What
NFC.
if they get blown out?
Win or lose, the Eagles still the number 1 seed. Still, they won 3 straight games when they were down at halftime. That's championship football.
I know. I agree. I just
at the end they whatever we want to say. I don't care what is this. If it's like a Jacksonville game blowout, maybe.
You know what I think? I think they're looking forward to this game, the 49ers, because first quarter of the NFC Championship, Brock Purdy goes down. Essentially, the game is over at that point. They were like, listen, if we had our quarterback, we would have won. They circled this game on the calendar. So I think this is going to be an amazing game come Sunday. I'm glad they put it in prime time as well. But let's before we get to Thursday Night Football, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted number 1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Thursday night watching Thursday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, let's get to it. Week 13 starts in Jerry World, where the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Numbers come down right now. It started around 9.5, down to 8.5. Cowboys laying 8.5 at home, plus 350 on the money line if you want to take a nice juicy dog. Total sitting around 47.5. I do see 47s as well. So depending on the book, shop around. We'll start with the side, kid. How are you looking to play this game?
Dill, give me the Seattle Seahawks plus 9 on the road. Wish I would have got the 9.5, people. And Dill, I'm going to just be flat out. Give me a sprinkle on the plus 350 on the money line, Dill. When I tell you right now the Seahawks are live dogs going into tomorrow night, they're live dogs, people. I just feel like they got embarrassed on Thursday night. Thanksgiving last week. I feel like Geno's going to be a little healthier. I understand Kenneth Walker III possibly won't start. I understand that. But Dill, I just feel like this team was embarrassed last week. They lost a tough one to the Rams the week prior. I just feel like this team is going to step up and make some noise, Dill, offensively. I feel like defensively, we heard stories for two off seasons straight. Bobby Wagner wanted to be a Cowboy. He's from the area. His goal was to be a Cowboy. Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him. 2 off seasons straight, people. Jerry Jones didn't want to pay that man. I think he's gonna have a revenge game. I think DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're gonna have huge games offensively. Still, everybody goes into Jerry Road and want to put up numbers. DK Metcalf, career statistically wise, always put up great numbers against the Cowboys. Still, give me the Seattle Seahawks plus 9, and I got to sprinkle something on the money.
Wow. I'm actually very shocked because you're NFC fan / Cowboy fan, low key. So and you're always, whenever you get the opportunity to hype up the Cowboys, you take it. And now you're fading them on prime time after Dak's playing his best career football. It's actually shocking. I will say that.
Still, he's
But
been playing such great football at such a high level. He's due to regress one game. Like CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud was here. Then he threw 3 interceptions. I just feel like Dak, he's been 3 touchdown plus for 3 straight games. I don't think that happens tomorrow. That's all.
And if you believe Elvis and are on the same side as him taking the points, Seattle does own a 3-2 record against Dallas in the last 5 matchups. Over the last 5 head-to-head matchups, Seattle has put up 103 points, while Dallas has only put up 90 points. Different teams, but, history has shown Seattle can hang around here with Dallas. I'm going to lay away from the side, to be honest. I think the number's coming down for a reason. I'll say that. I think you are on the sharp side. I wish I got the 9.5. Then I probably would have leaned it. You got a 9, which is good. It's at 8.5.
At minus 111 at that.
And we're recording this. We're recording this about an hour, maybe a little over 24 hours till kick, and it'd be crazy to say that they might close -8. It might continue to come down. You know what I mean? So I think you are on the right side. I'm glad you got the 9. It's just too many points. I don't want to lay it. This is the first above 500 team Dallas is going to play. I kind of want to see it. Let's go to the total. I'm serious. I do want to see it.
Same.
It's at 47.5. I do see 47s out there as well. It's come down the total. I don't know if I agree with the line movement. What are you thinking total wise?
I'll tell you what, though. If you're aligned with me, you got it. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan or you have money on the Seattle Seahawks, you need the game to go under. You need a nit and tuck dirty game. You need, Seahawks to dominate time and possession. You don't want Dak Prescott out there throwing from shotgun, hitting CeeDee Lamb all over the middle, having Tony Pollard run the ball. You don't want that. You want Seattle to run the ball, Geno Smith run off play action, and dominate time and possession. They'll have long scoring drives, never come off the field without points. That's what you want for Seattle. Always have a 4 to 8 minute drive and always get 3 to a touchdown and let your defense work in, Dill. So with that being said, I think it goes that way. I'll lean the under. I'm not going to take it officially, but I just feel like Seattle in that defense, both defenses are good, but I just feel like Seattle in that defense can slow the Cowboys down just a little bit of what the high horse we saw these last 3-4 weeks from that offense.
I'm not touching the total. I have a team total. Give me the Dallas Cowboys over 27.5 points. It's a little juicy, -130. There are 28s out there, and you could get like a -110, -105. I paid the juice. I'd rather take the 27.5, and -130 is fine. As long as it's under -135, -140, that's kind of like my tipping point. I don't play anything above a -140 unless like I see tremendous value in it. But over 27.5 points, and just like we've been saying, this team offensively has been clicking last 4 or 5 weeks, 45 points, 33, 49. Even in the loss against the Eagles, they put up 23 points. Outside of that, 43. They lost to the 49ers. They only put up 10 points. But New England, 30, 38. They put up 30 against the Jets. They put up 40 against the Giants. Like, this team could put up touchdowns. Dak is playing at an incredible rate. And Seattle's defense has been regressing. They benched one of their rookie, he's a sophomore now, Tariq Wooden. They benched him on Thanksgiving. He was just not showing any effort out there. Pete Carroll's like, fuck this kid. Like, I'm going to take you out. I'm a fucking Hall of Fame coach. You're not going to put that amount of effort on the field. No, I like stuff like that. Even DeAndre Johnson, you saw with the Steelers last week where he lined up and didn't even do anything. Did you see that play?
Nah.
There was a play where it was a run on the opposite side, but still, it was a run, and he lined up and just walked and went like that.
Oh, no. You got to get him off the field.
Bro, I was like, I'm extreme. Old school me, I would have been like, cut his ass. I'd fucking get him off my team right there. But this day and age, these people, I don't know. I think it's a lot of 7-on-7, but that's another podcast. I think this offense with the regression defense, I think this offense could put up 4 touchdowns. We've seen it time and again, and he's hit this in his last 4 or 5 weeks. Besides that game against Philly, this team has been scoring in the low 30s to high 40s. So, gonna go total for the Dallas Cowboys. If you want to take the 27.5 and lay a little more chalk, it's up to you, but I still like 28.5 as well. Get a little better number. Let's go over to the player prop market. Got a lot of people you could hit. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, even Jake Ferguson. Low key, I think Jake Ferguson's been playing pretty well for the Dallas Cowboys. Like you mentioned, maybe want to hit one of the receivers for the Seattle Seahawks, DK or Tyler Lockett. What are you targeting player prop wise?
Dill, this number is way too low for my comfort. Dill, I might put multiple units on it. Give me DK Metcalf over 57.5 receiving yards. Dill, this number is just too low. Even if it gets up to like 60 tomorrow, people, I expect him to go at least for 75 plus. No doubt about it, Dill. Maybe even a touchdown if you want to sprinkle something on the touchdown. Anytime touchdown is, I think, is at 210 plus 210. People shop around whatever they give you the best value, but I think DK Metcalf is gonna be the number one target. We understand those corners could possibly get Geno Smith, Dill, but you got to fight fire with fire. And I think DK Metcalf might have the best wide receiver performance on the field. I understand CeeDee Lamb been on a tear, Dill, but those DBs for the Seattle, there's some bad boys as well.
I actually, because DK's on my fantasy, so I see both of them, him and Lockett. I actually was kind of looking towards the under for DK. What did you get it at? 59.5?
57.5.
So I saw it at 59, and I thought it was a tad high, to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, just because of how good this defense is, Bland's gonna probably travel with him.
It's gonna be Stephon Gilmore on him.
Regardless, Stephon Gilmore, vet. That's a great addition, and he's going under the radar. People even forget that the Cowboys signed him. Dan Quinn fucking loves that kid. Last week, I was like, his prop last week, and I thought he would have a big game, and I didn't pull the trigger, thankfully. And the number closed at 60.5. He didn't get over that. I just really don't see. I think he has a bad matchup too, but it's crazy that you went over because I was actually looking towards the under, but it wasn't my official play. You know what number I think is low? Dak Prescott. You might. If you're new to the Dream Wager right now and you're listening, you might think we're pro Cowboy fans or like I'm a Dak enthusiast, but I'm really not. I think he's playing really good, and I think the number is extremely low. I'm going to go over 276.5 passing yards. Dak has the 6th most passing yards in the league, 2,935. Second most touchdown passes, 23. And he has the second highest completion percentage in the NFL at 70%. Prescott, he's just not putting up like counting numbers either. Like he has one of the most efficient passers in the NFL, second in EPA per play, third in success rate. He's been even better since week 6. I think that's when he's kind of taken that jump. 18 touchdown passes to just 2 interceptions over a 6-game span. That ranks first in EPA per play. So, like I said, 276, you might think of it like, oh, wow, that's a big number on a short week. He's averaging 312 passing yards per game since that week 6 stretch. He's gone over this total in his last 6 outings. This is just a Seahawks defense, like I said earlier, that struggled a little more going on into the season. They're 20th in the league in EPA per play, 14th in dropbacks, and since week 8, they're 29th in the league in EPA per play. So I don't know. They're allowing only 231 yards, passing yards per game. That's 22nd in the NFL. But I feel like they've been way worse than that. It's gotten bad. Like look at Brock Purdy last Thursday against them. I told you Tariq Wooden, he got benched. You got a top 5 receiver in CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, who's been good. Brandon Cooks, he's kind of been emerging as well these past few weeks. So I don't know. You also got Tony Pollard out of the backfield as well. And to be honest, you mentioned Bobby Wagner, and maybe he might have a good game, but Bobby Wagner, he's allowing 114.6 QBR rating when targeted. That's the worst in the league. So maybe he's regressing just a little bit. He's playing arguably his best football of his career. The offensive line can keep him clean. He has enough weapons on the offense with Lamb, Tony Pollard, Jake Ferguson, Brandon Cooks. I think he could get over 276 passing yards. So that's probably my favorite play, to be honest, come tomorrow. What do you think there?
Yeah, I've been cashing those. I think past few weeks, definitely hit it last week. It was like a 260 something. Went over by Mayon. I think I hit it the week prior, Dill. Like I said, I agree with you. It's just I just have a feeling Seattle's gonna keep it nip and tuck, Dill. I think Seattle is gonna make it closer than you think. I think Seattle is gonna dominate ball possession, time of possession. I just feel like Seattle's gonna make it close. Can Dak still probably go over 300 yards in a close win? Yeah, absolutely, Dill. So I like the bet. I just feel like Seattle's gonna have the ball more, and that's all.
All right. Official plays for me. I got Dak Prescott over 276.5 passing yards, and I'm going to take the team total for Dallas over 27.5. I'm all Dallas come tomorrow. E, what's your official plays for tomorrow?
Seattle Seahawks +9, and then DK Metcalf over 57.5 receiving yards. I just feel like the number's too low.
Elvis, good luck. Let's keep the momentum strong. Let's go into week 13 and let's have another winning week, kid. What do you say?
Let's have a great week, Dill.
Let's transition over to the hardwood. Elvis, you were saying what about a 7-game NBA slate? I gotta talk about it real quick. We haven't recorded in a few days, but man, that loss the other night, the Lakers took to the 76ers, worst of LeBron's career. 138-94. I mean, come deadline, this team has to get something. I know they've been linked to Zach LaVine and the Bulls, maybe getting Alex Caruso back or maybe DeMar DeRozan. But man, this was just pitiful to watch, to be honest. And they're still a good team. They are 10-8. They played tonight on the road against Detroit, who's probably one of the worst teams in the NBA. But what were your thoughts on LeBron's worst loss?
Yo, to be honest, I did not expect that. And it is, I think it's his worst career loss. And I think it's also the Lakers' worst career loss in franchise history.
Everyone was negative from the field. LeBron was negative 30.
Bro, the only thing I can honestly say that's like crazy, it happened at the same exact age and date for Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan, I saw the stat, like the exact date, age, everything. Michael Jordan's worst career loss happened at 38 years old with the Wizards. LeBron's worst loss happened at 38 years old with the Lakers by the same amount of points, still 44. So that's the part I find that's crazy to me. But the fact that, LeBron, I'm not even going to say it's LeBron. The Lakers lost by 44, Dill. I'm going to just give credit to Detroit. Give credit to the Philadelphia 76ers by beating somebody. And not just somebody, honestly, a championship contender team by 40-plus points at home. So give credit to Philadelphia for just a flat-out dominant performance. And, I'm not going to say it's concerning for the Lakers, but at the end of the day, when you don't show up like that on the road, definitely leaves you questioning, like, what are we really doing here?
I mean, I did expect them to lose, but not by 44 points.
Yeah, you lose by 18, nobody's gonna care. You're not gonna, you lose by 23, but bro, 44, dog.
I knew Joel Embiid is just a fucking beast. 30, 11, and 11. Tyrese Maxey, he's really developing into a top 5 guard in the league.
All-star.
31 points, by far. 31 points. He had 8 assists. He had 3 rebounds as well. Even Marcus Morris, shout out him. He had 16 points as well. Patrick Beverly had a nice couple threes as well. This 76er team is dangerous, but Like you said, 7 games, Lakers are in action. You got the Suns, they're in Toronto, 76ers, they're on the road as well. Just rattle off the games. What do you got for the people, kid?
Dill, I got 5 plays for you guys tonight. Let's start right there in the Detroit Lakers game. Dill, give me the Lakers -7. As of right now, if you're listening live, is at 7.5. Take the Lakers to win by 10. This is a must-win game by a blowout. The Lakers win this game, that's cool. The Lakers win this game by like 20. Everybody has security for the next month, or you could say. Because trust me, after an embarrassing loss like that, LeBron was like, who could I trade for? I'm telling you right now, him and Rob Pelinka took their own PJ to Detroit from Philly. I'm telling you right now. Dill, give me the Lakers -7, 7.5, whatever you find that. Dill, Phoenix Suns taking on the Toronto Raptors. Dill, Phoenix 2.5-point favorites on the road. Dill, give me the Phoenix Suns on the money line, and then give me Kevin Durant over I'm sorry, Dill. Give me Phoenix -3, -2.5, and then give me Kevin Durant over 28.5 points. I just feel like I remember people in game, what was it, 5 or 4 of the 2018 finals. Kevin Durant, popped his Achilles on that court. I just feel like he's healthy now. He's just gonna go out there and drop those dudes probably 30 points on them. Remember that crowd cheered when he fell and popped his Achilles. I just feel like he's gonna go out there and ball on their head top. So Phoenix -3, Kevin Durant over. And Dill, like we just spoke about it, one of the best dominant performances you've seen all season so far. Philadelphia taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Philadelphia 3-point favorites on the road. Dill, give me the 76ers on the money line. I called it earlier at -135. If you want to lay the 3, by all means, the money line right now is at -144. A little chalky, but -135. I put it in right on time. And then my last play of the day, Dill, I know you probably will disagree, but give me the Los Angeles Clippers on the money line -126 versus the Sacramento Kings. Dill, Sacramento Kings coming off a thrilling win last night against the
Golden
State. Yeah, thriller win against the Golden State last night. I think it was like a 24-point comeback in the second half. I feel like it was a lot of highs last night. They're going to come back low. Clippers win a close one. Give me the Clippers on the money line. Oh, it dropped down to -112. I caught -126.
All right, Elvis. Good luck on the hardwood tonight. I got about, I got like 7, 8 college plays. Been on a hot streak. Went 5-1 yesterday. Last 7 days, 35-21, up 11 units. Let's rattle them off. Starting in about 30 minutes. Give me East Tennessee +10.5 against Appalachian State. Give me Radford on the money line on the road against Old Dominion. Give me the Gales. Iona Gales -7.5 at home against Marist. Big game in Chapel Hill. But give me the Volunteers. Give me Tennessee +2.5 against the Tar Heels. Wichita State at home against Richmond. I'll lay the 3.5 with Wichita. I think that number is very low, to be honest. Give me Utah Valley +3 against Seattle at home. I think they should be another favorite. And then last but certainly not least, give me the away team. I know I don't really like to lay points on the road, but I think this number is a little low. Give me Bradley -3.5 against Murray State. Elvis, did I leave anything out? Any last words before we get up out of here, kid? What do you got?
Nah, Dill, let's just have a great night, and then hopefully tomorrow's football game is better than what the fuck we saw on Monday night, Dill. Because what we saw on Monday night, Dill, I fell asleep. Oh, yeah. I only saw 2 interceptions.
At least we're catching up. At least we're catching up on our sleep, though. But Elvis, thank you so much. That is going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. We'll give you our best bets heading into the weekend. We got conference championships as well in college. Going to be a loaded episode, so make sure you guys follow our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. If you miss an episode, no problem. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. So subscribe, rate, give us a review, leave a comment on who you like this weekend. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone. Have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.